Rick, I'm just so happy right now.
Well, look,
I'm just so happy.
Have you ever been in the mood for something and you really, really were hoping it would happen, and all of a sudden you look and you go, hey, here it is?
Here we go.
We have been anticipating because we found out that Bojangles was going to bring us breakfast today. And we were, and you know, and you tell little chubby men that, and we just kept staring at the window. You remember how it's almost like you're waiting on Santa Claus.
Yeah.
You're waiting on, and I just kept watching that window, and those beautiful yellow boxes went by with the Bojangles logo on it.
And a lot of them too.
And I could tell it was just chock full of biscuits and all sorts of goodies.
Oh my goodness!
And two, I'll tell you what helped me in this. You know, and I had them on the list that they were going to be here at 7:00. Well, with traffic, getting boxes out, sometimes that means 7:30.
Yeah,
8 o'clock maybe.
You're so worried.
They were here at 6:45.
Good God, love them. It is bow time.
I went with the spicy chicken.
Yeah, I see that.
I haven't had that in a long time.
Yeah, their steak one, number one.
Wow, that's good.
I'll do that next. I may eat hen biscuit.
Rick, I do want to give a shout out last night to our waiter who did.
Wow, that must have been a monumental evening.
Let me tell you this: only people like Bubba and I that appreciate eating so much walk around giving shout outs to waiters.
Yeah.
I like to give a shout out to the person who gave me that biscuit.
The guy who tossed the salad. John Thomas II, or better known as JT. And I said, you know, that's a that name
how about
carries
JT2?
It carries a heavy title around here. So anyway, JT, appreciate it. Good to meet you last night.
Bubba, we had
our anniversary dinner.
Oh yeah, yesterday was the official day.
We had a whole family thing last night. So
that's
it was
nice.
Fun.
I love that.
Yep.
Here we go. An update on the story we've already brought you.
Rick and Bubba news update. It's a Rick and Bubba news update.
Bubba, I tell you, this guy.
Rick and Bubba news update.
You're not wanting to talk about the Rubik Cube story, right?
No.
I just threw that in there.
Bubba, you know that the JetBlue flight attendant who got in an altercation because one of the passengers allegedly hit him in the head with their luggage trying to get it out of the overhead bin, and he wanted an apology. He didn't get the apology.
Right.
So they got into a little altercation.
He got on the intercom, dogged the passenger.
Dropping words that were just unbelievable.
And then, after the plane had landed, grabbed a beer on the way by the
At
beverage
least one,
cart.
maybe more than one. They say
popped
minimum of one.
Popped the emergency hatch, deployed the slide, and slid down it and told everybody goodbye.
Got in his truck, drove off.
Yeah.
Well, believe
See,
it.
you wouldn't want to be.
All right, let's all admit. Picture whatever job you have ever had or currently have. If you did anything to the level of that, wouldn't you, as you're driving off in the car, say, "Hey, I'm fired"?
Yeah.
Rick, you've decided you're done there.
Rick, I think when you deploy the slide, you've quit.
When you pull the emergency exit in current day plane air travel, and you exit sliding down what is intended to save lives. No, tell the expense of you deploying.
Well, it's against the law.
Yeah, well, there's that, Greg. Thank you. All right, first of all, let's break it down. You get into an altercation with a passenger. All right, that's never good if you're a flight attendant.
Probably get disciplined.
Disciplined with that. Secondly, you go on the PA not to tell everybody welcome to Houston. Okay, you go on to wherever it was. You go on the PA and begin to let the passengers know on the plane that you don't like the person who hit you and what they can do with it, and they're a blankety blank. Then you grab a beer.
You may get fired just for that.
All right, let's say, do you think you're fired at that point, Bubba? Right there, are you already
the
fired?
The union may save your job, but you got one. You got two strikes. I can tell you.
You might.
You got 1 foot out the door on the intercom. Now, when you
steal a beer next.
When you deploy the chute.
Right,
the beer thing could probably be looked over.
All right, right now,
when you deploy the chute, you could go to prison.
All right. But we've gotten an altercation. We've misused the PA system, which we cussed on, by the way.
Right.
Okay. we grabbed a beer, but with the union at this point, you might still keep a job after terrible discipline.
You got one out the door, one on a banana.
And then came number 4. I deploy the emergency exit. I slide down the chute, get in my car, and leave. All right, do we all agree that you're done? Okay. Well, guess what? Here's the update today. He wants his job back.
Well. Rick, they say that the flight attendant whose dramatic departure from a JetBlue plane has transformed him into somewhat of a folk hero now wants his job back. Here's the catch. His lawyer told reporters. Now, so he's now has representation, and he's wanting his job back. Now, what happened? he got home and he realized, hey, that was quite an exit.
Right.
And I'm a hero, but hey, here come the power bill for next month. And the rent is due. And now we got a problem. So he has representation now. Now, this is what's funny. His ex-wife came out and said that she didn't believe that he would do this, or it must have been the passenger's fault for him to act so. So to have your ex-wife defending you look good for him. And then we had some other employees come out defending him. And it wasn't but about 24 hours later then that passengers on the plane started coming out going, no, it was him.
We got Spirit. Yes, we do. We got Spirit. How about you?
It is. So now we have the passengers versus the flight attendant.
All right, can I be a voice of reason here? It doesn't really matter. Just don't deploy the emergency.
If he didn't deploy the chute, he wouldn't have a problem.
If he didn't break a federal law.
Yeah, and I don't think they're going to get by with that. And as a matter of fact, that's what JetBlue said. Let's see. The quote here said, intentionally arming and deploying an evacuation slide for anything other than the express purpose of protecting the safety of our crew and customers is unaccepted. It will not and cannot be tolerated. If you let this guy back on, you just give a license for clowns everywhere to start doing all kind of stunts when they ain't happy.
Can I read the quote from his lawyer that's trying to get his job back? That's his life. Listen to this. It's in his blood. His father was a pilot. His mother was a flight attendant. It's in his blood. That's what he likes to do. How much was that father pulling that he would follow in his footsteps and not his mama?
Yeah.
I mean, well, I'm just being real. I mean, we can lie about it if we want to.
But I'm going to tell you
But
this.
I mean, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that.
No.
I'd be proud of my son if he was a flight attendant. But if I was a pilot and my wife was a flight attendant and he was a young man, I would have preferred that he be pilot, not flight attendant. That's all I'm saying.
Well, here's the deal.
And what's wrong with that?
Right.
Look, up to this point now that he's doing this, you kind of got to admire him. I mean, in a sick way, because we've all got mad at our job and want to just explode and just go out in a blaze of glory. And what's best is he drove. They didn't even catch him till he was at home.
What is the?
This is the ultimate take this job and show.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
But now he's clouding all that. But if you've seen him on TV, he's kind of a little elitist about it.
Yeah,
I know. He knows he's a celebrity.
Well, that's the thing. If you see him in his interviews, you have an idea
Very
who
cocky.
started it.
Very cocky.
Yeah.
And hey, buddy, let me tell you this: if you're a flight attendant, I believe you're going to have to deal with rude passengers. That's kind of part of your job.
Well,
if you can't handle that, you might be in the wrong business.
Again, I go to this point. This is the part he's totally missing. No one says that a passenger can't be a jerk and be unreasonable.
Oh, absolutely.
We've seen that, and we throw them off the plane. But what you do is you come to there's a process of going, we got a passenger that's being a jerk. It does not include deploying the emergency exit and going down the chute.
You can't play with
Just
that.
stop right there. And we ain't even talking about it. Nobody knew about it.
And JetBlue, so they're like, we can't allow this. And then now there's a lawyer saying, well, you can't deny him what he does for a living, what's in his blood.
Yeah, you can.
I don't believe any other airline's going to pick him up either, so he is done in this line of work. I believe.
Well, don't you come back and go, well, if he's supposed to be this great flight attendant, why did he do something that would be so anti being a great flight attendant? We'll be back.
Rick and Bubba, Rick and Bubba.